Good morning. Thank you for watching. Another beautiful Lord's Day. A little bit cool out there. Keep warm, and I feel so bad for all these folks that don't have any power. Keep them in your prayers too. Maybe they can get everything straightened back out. This morning we got our sick list. We got Ronnie Robinson, Nick Dutton, Pat Nichols, Doyle Duke, Judy Foster, Randy Burnett, Carson Powell, Junior McVeigh, Perry Wells, Brandon Swartz, Hunter Higgins, Sharon Armstrong, Gary Blanton, Pam Brown, Pat Cassidy, Ashlyn Hare, Ryan Sanders, Annalise DeVecchio, Bruce Lewis, Sandy Lewis, Lee Heath, Steve Milburn, Anika Hutchins, Crystal Chanel, Robert Pitts, Erica Dillard, Jeff Davis, and Michael Nichols. And we need to send family to the sympathy to the families of Cliff Regal and Roxanne Inyard. So please keep all these folks in your prayers this morning. This lesson that we're going to keep on a little bit about attitude. It's so important. I've been studying a little bit about this here lately, and attitude. It means everything. And I think I quoted this last week. One important thing that you can put on is a good attitude. And we need to do that every day. I know it's hard to sometimes, but we that makes our life go better when we have a good attitude. And this one is entitled "The Attitude That Changes Everything." So, what has stopped you in your tracks? Think about a time in your life when you started to go somewhere but didn't reach your destination. Maybe you got lost or ran out of gas, or perhaps you encountered an obstacle such as car trouble, road construction, or bad weather. What did you miss out on by not reaching that destination? Many people get lost in life because they have no idea where they're going, but others have a clear destination in mind but still don't get there. They start going to where they think God wants them to go, but they never arrive because they give up or get distracted along the way. I think that's true of a lot of Christians. If they're honest, most of us can point to a God-honoring goal or calling in our lives that we've given up on. Maybe you resolve to take a better care of yourself physically, or to get your finances under control, or to spend more time in prayer. You started out strong but became distracted by circumstances in your life, discouraged by obstacles in your way. You can always change your circumstances or remove the obstacles in your path, but you can choose to adopt the attitude of perseverance. Perseverance is very important. What is perseverance? Someone once said that perseverance is a determination to continue pursuing your God-given dreams in spite of unexpected setbacks, undeserved criticism, or an unrelenting hard work. Perseverance is an attitude that says, I will not give up. It's persevering that God has called you to, even when the going gets tough. Think about the Israelites at Jericho in Joshua 6. God commanded them to march around the entire city once a day for 6 days. And on the seventh day, they would march around the city 7 times. And then the priests would blow their trumpets, the people would shout, and the wall would come down. Imagine how the Israelites must have felt marching day after day in that hot Palestinian sun. I'm sure they got tired. I'm sure they had doubts, but they kept going, doing what God told them to do. And eventually the wall came down. If the Israelites had given up before completing their assignment, they would have missed God's blessing. You can develop that same quality of perseverance in your life. Let me share 4 practical insights to help you persevere through doubts and difficulties. Understand the value of perseverance. You may think that you can't be successful because you're not as gifted as other people. That's not true. Usually the difference between success and failure is not talent, it's perseverance. Philippians 2:13 says, God has given you the ability to fulfill His purpose for you. Number 2, anticipate obstacles. Some obstacles can be removed, but some obstacles cannot be overcome. Think about the Apostle Paul, who had the thorn in the flesh and that hindered his ministry. 3 times he asked God to remove it, and each time God said, my grace is sufficient for you. 2 Corinthians 12:7-9. When unmovable objects come into our lives, we can either give up or choose to view these problems as opportunities to trust in God. Number 3, realize that failure isn't final. Nobody ever stumped his toe or while standing still. If you're moving forward, you're going to stub your toe, and from time to time, but you're still keep moving forward. Expect to work hard. Perseverance takes real effort. The Israelites didn't see the results of their effort until their 13th march around the city of Jericho, but they kept they kept marching again and again, and God blessed their obedience. If you've given up on something in your life that you know would honor God, now's the time to get back on track and persevere excuse me, in what God has called you to do. Choose the attitude of perseverance and take the next step forward today. So that's a good lesson for us to think about. Persevering, keeping on going even when it gets tough. That's how people are very successful. They have failure after failure, but they just keep on going. And like Thomas Edison, he had a lot of failures, but he had a lot of successes. And that could be us in our daily life. We're going to have failures, and we're going to just have to back up and regroup and try again. Keep on going. Don't give up. I've heard a lot of people that say that when hard times come, they want to give up on God, and that's not the time. That's when you need to be looking for God. Is when the times are hard, and all the times we need to look for God for guidance, and keep God's will in our life. Keep going, doing the things that God wants us to do. That's the end of my lesson for today. I thank you for your kind attention. Thank you for watching. Please remember the folks on our sick list. Please remember first responders, our servicemen and women, and our doctors and nurses, and all the folks that keep us safe and healthy. One thing I'd like to say is if you have a rescue squad in your area, you need to support them. They always do good work. They're always there in times of trouble, and so keep them in your prayers and support them all you can. That's about all I can think of. Please keep all the folks that are without power. And I know there's a big storm hitting the East Coast right now. I think there's a lot of people going to be without power over there too. So that may be a bad thing for a while. Please keep these folks in your prayers. Thank you for watching. God bless. See you next time.